Hello everyone, welcome to another video. This here is a game from a, well, rookie tournament that's been getting played on the Discord amongst a lot of the new players. So the gameplay is not going to be the best. We might be poking fun at some of the things we see, you know, given our own experience and understanding of the game. But it should all be in jest, and maybe we can get some laughs out of it and learn some things as well. And maybe it'll help the people involved. So in this game here, we've got the map Flats, and we've got lschoey here, who is in the table. He's not here, but he's down here. And they're going to be mirror random here, so it looks like they're playing the same civs. And we've got Grenooli here in the orange Gungans. So in this map, tons of nerfs. People want to get them in the nursery. So far, so good. We've got some of the basics down. And it's where we go from here, we shall see what kind of decisions are made. Like waiting so long to put the nerfs into the nursery. Don't put them in one at a time, please. There we go. That would be terrifying. So everyone munching some carbon after getting those nerfs in the nursery. There's probably the great deal of stress of finding all your nerfs with the scout right now for the players. Particularly when you don't have multitudes of experience and got all the movement of the scout down to muscle memory. See, there's 4 nerfs up here, not been found yet. 4 over here. These must be Shoei's last 4, I imagine. Yeah, because that says 8. A wild food processor here. Really? We still got 8 nerfs to get in a nursery. Bold. Now we should know from like how many nerfs we found at the start there that there should be more on the map. So that's one thing to bear in mind. And if you do need that extra bit of food while you find them, you just eat one of the nerfs rather than blow 100 carbon on the food processor. It's looking a bit more standard here for lschoey. And so he's stolen 4 of the nerfs that he's found on this side. There is no mercy in the rookie community. Again, we got food we're not getting the carbon processor first. What's going on? Do the same thing here though, just to like eat a nerf while you try to find the rest of them. Not that you will, because they've been snatched, and there's still the 4 up here that he's not scouted. Is there a crisis of faith there, thinking the game's on normal speed? But it just seems oddly slow. It's probably because I normally watch these things a bit quicker than 1.0 game speed. So I think things are going fine in terms of they've at least got the building workers, which is the main thing really. We can get the carbon processors now, albeit a bit late. Hopefully. It's not as efficient, but at least the building workers. That's the core basic right there. And the question is, what will they do after that? Will they just play macro games? Will they T3? Will they rush? Who knows? We'll sure find out. Might speed it up a bit though, because it's like T1 is already a bit slow, but when you've got rookies playing T1 as well, it's even slower, right? Tons on carbon here. We could really be seeing either troop centre now or some farms. The troop centre look like going to be doing the mounty rushes. Well, he's got enough food for T2. I suppose he's got all those nerfs, the extra nerfs. Two prefabs being dropped. Nothing out of lschoey here. Stopping his own worker with a prefab. Looks like he's got an idea that he wants to wall his power core already. Maybe he just likes having the little half wall there. So there's some mounties coming out here. Which are fine, get some early harass going. 2 troop centres before power core. That's just the kind of thing that I would expect from the old rooks. just please always go troop centre, power core, troop centre, because at least then you've got a troop centre that works. Because the no power speeds are atrocious. Chasing the scout with 4 workers, not a good look. Looks like he's found the nerfs that were up here, I'm assuming. Brought them down, got them in the nursery. So we had the Mounties being sent out, but they're just rallied here into the middle of the map where they are just idle. So I'm assuming it's maybe going to have to be some sort of big surprise attack if this isn't any way intentional, rather than a mislapse in their judgment. Could maybe see an upgrade for them when we get 100 Fooded Nova. Stop building them. If we at least make them heavy and go for the surprise. No. So running in, but there is only 2 troops to defend. I mean, he's got about 5 times the amount of troops. So we've got 2 troop centres, but only 2 troopers. We are at least getting some turrets up, but they're very late, and these Mounties are just all over the place, killing workers. I think upgrade them. No, he's just going to make more. I think you definitely got enough that you would upgrade them. If we look at the money, do not have much carbon here. Not really sure where it's all going. There are a lot more troops out now to defend. Again, we're rallying still in the middle of the map. So switching the troopers now. I'm going to build more prefab shelters. It's definitely done a good bit of damage here, but it's not really a decided game because he couldn't kill him off. He's not roaring ahead in economy really. He's only got 6 farms. You can see the food's not up to like 800 or anything like that. We're still just rallying here in the centre of the map. Some workers on the Nova. I do not think you could be on Nova yet right now. I think you should just be building troops and making sure you don't die. I think even in this circumstance, if you want to like T3 quickly, because you've got like a bunch of food, after losing all those workers and stuff, just keep them on carbon and then do like a spaceport tackle if you need the Nova. He sent his troops out when kind of just needs to defend. We're going to lose the power core. Horrible. Kind of just the end there, the troops are going to get on top. Another reason for not doing this Nova right now is that you're creating another location where you can be harassed when you're behind in troops. When you're on the defensive. So Grenooli showing some great Mountie play here to take his opponent down. And he'll be the winner of that game. So I've got a bunch of games, I don't know which matchups they are or what. I guess this is a series between Grenooli and lschoey. So we've got here on Ice Lake, the map that's often unethical. And looks extremely unethical, what the hell? 1v1. Why is there so many up here? I never understood this map. Is it like in the centre? Is it in the corners? Is it both? Is it just random if it's going to be in? Dear me. I wonder if anyone's going to find all these, because they're very out of the way. So we've got Shoei here, and the Trade Federation in yellow, so they're both TF, and Grenooli here in the grey. So it should be a mad dash just to get nurseries down, and get the nerfs into the nurseries. And this should be the most OP civ for Rooks. since you can't get housed, which is probably a big problem for them. Even a big problem between the inters, myself included. Love getting housed. I believe it's 40 pop and 25 pop are the ones that I'm real big fans of getting housed by. Used to be 15. Used to be a real favourite of mine. So I'm going to have to keep an eye on how many nerfs everyone ends up with here. Got some luring of the animals, that's good. Good basic gameplay. I say the rooks are looking not too bad with their tech level 1 stuff. Just little bits that need to be tweaked. We've got carbon process, that's fine. It's going to end up with a lot of nerfs here then. It's got 16, I got 4 in the back here. There's like 3 due backs as well, so there's tons of it. You can get really quick T3 on this map. It's probably be the MVP strat I would have thought between rooks. It's just T3ing. Because the rushes shouldn't be strong enough really to technically punish it. Like it's quite easy to get the basics down to T3. And the units are so strong. Like the strike backs and the fighters. Now they're both seeing all these nerfs at the same time. As lschoey's chasing him here with his scout. He's not getting one of these 6 nerfs. And he's not going back to contest them. He's bullied his scout into finding these 4. Which he might contest. So we've got power core, troop centre. And a lot of food for going T2. Lschoey here who could go T2 as well, but it's just not clicked the button. It's like he's forgotten. So he's about 30% on tech time down here. I do not think we need these farms at all. There's no way. This just could just be another troop centre right now. We've got another due back to 8 and we've got all these nerfs. There's no way we need farms right now. Is that another nerf saving for 8 out of 10, 8 out of 10. There we go. Can still get 2 in here. Right, it looks like lschoey's found all the nerfs up here. The extra ones. So again, we're going to be doing the same sort of thing here for Grenooli. I can't even remember who won last game. No, it was Grenooli. Okay. Early Nova here. I'm getting 1 turret. No tech buildings or anything. It's like with T2 we're not building workers, we're not really doing anything right now. We're pretty much tunnelled on these nerfs. We've still got a due back to eat. Some Eopies as well. These berries as well. And these nerfs getting intercepted by the scout here. Imagine they'd be getting walked off. They're going to kill them. Upgrading the nerfs, but the Mounties are on the way. Does have the turret already though, but they could just kill the turret, because he's only built 1 turret. Still no tech buildings or anything. And it pains me to see we making like 5 farms, we're spending 250 carbon when we've got a due back to eat. Now that due back's worth 340 food, which is almost the difference between us going T3 right now. Pulling ahead in that way. So I think Grenooli's just going to jump and leap ahead with his economy. Because lschoey here is under duress with these Mounties. He's losing workers, trying to repair his nursery. And we've got 700 carbon that we're not using on anything. We've still not built any tech buildings, no spaceport. Mech factory. We could make a spaceport mech factory and just sell carbon for 200 Nova. And we could make the third nursery here. Get these 5 drafts. Like a 25% increase in the food that you're getting. So more Mighties being built up here. They're going to be sent out. Get in the nursery, thank you. It's going to be sent out here. This is a double turret spec. What are we saving? What are we waiting for? We're on ore now. Just make the buildings. Tech up. You could win the game. Now Grenooli's T3. I feel like we've just been stun locked or something's happened here to Shoei. We've just been completely broken. Got 2,000 resources. Grab all these workers, mech factory, spaceport. Tech up. We're gonna have strike mechs on us soon now. Why? We don't have 200 Nova, we need a spaceport. War center doesn't matter. Ah! Pain. I'm gonna lose a power core and then it's just dead. Need a spaceport, you can sell resources. I think this could have been such a good game if we just make it to T3 here, shall we? And then we have a nice T3 battle. The guy that went out from the get-go and the guy that did a bit of harass and then teched a bit later. Would have been a good dynamic. I can't bear to watch anymore. I'm moving on. So I got Soup Juice versus Leefizzy. And we got GE mirror here, so Soup Juice in the green, Leefizzy in the orange. Leefizzy. Leefizzy. I think I'm just going to go with Leefizzy. So the map is looking like desert. Ethical nerfs and some decent, that's a good, nice dynamic this. Oh, that's a hard to find Larry right there. So, people doing the right thing, munching on the banthas. It's Soup Juice opening 1 prefab shelter. What a guy. And then it's you've ruined it. Oh no. All the Age of Empires people are grimacing. No, the food decay. Why? So get a carbon processor down here, that's fine. I do want to get these hunt lured soon. I imagine basic training for these boys. You know what, they trust their own luring skills. Whoa. Brave. You wouldn't find Kickstart doing this. Thanks to RVA's newest patch, no food was lost. It still puts fear in me to see people doing that. If you don't know the base game, if you've got workers on one task munching food and you put them on another, they'll lose the food. If you click them on a carbon, they'll lose it, but it's been patched now that the If they move from one food to another food thing, they will keep the food. If they're going to go to like carbon or something, they'll only lose the resources when they actually start doing the tasks. If you accidentally click a tree, you won't lose all the food off your lure workers. It's definitely some great quality of life. But I don't think I'll ever recover from the fear of doing it. Even though it's no longer present. So everybody luring off dewbacks, getting that food in. A decent little wall here. There's probably a gap though. There you go. Always a gap. If elevation's involved, it's just not a wall. It's a tunnel. Can we get some farms? Yeah. Probably need a couple. You probably get farms and TC at the same time. What's Soup Juice's food looking? I've still got a Ronto to go though. You can get the troop centre first, I think. Oh, at the food processor. That's just, he wants that Ronto meat right now. Couldn't wait at the command centre. Have to go and get it. Fetch it. So power core, troop centre down. Let's have a look at Fizzy's food. 200 or so. 250, it just needs to finish eating the Ronto and then it can tack up. I think this is going to average out anyway. Like, if you built the farms first, then the troop centre, or you built power, it's all about the same, because there is technically enough food just to make it to T2. And you could maybe cut corners a little bit and get a couple of troopers out before you started farming, I think. Oh, I can't have idols though. There's 2 Eopies. Yeah, you could definitely do it if you grab those. I would say in these matchups it would be best to just get the farms, keep the worker production going, just focus on the macro aspects because macro is so powerful in this game. Same in Age of Empires, macro is just huge. So we don't want to be making troopers before we tech up. No? So run off T2, he's almost T2 as well. I'm not going to see any tech buildings here. We don't have enough farms to go T3, so I'm not sure what the plan is here for Soup. It's a really nice wall. You can get even nicer walls going on here. And then you go, oh, you have all this, and your Nova. Wow, what a base! Didn't notice that. Oh wow, it's even better. Oh my god. It's like the Vince McMahon meme in this space. Just keeps getting better. I'll fall off my chair soon. Cheeky Bantha never been found though. What are these two doing? Absolute slackers. These boys are just AFK. So I got a lot of farms and no troop centres, no defence, nothing. Just busy scout. Oh, why have you done this? This is just, don't do this ever. What the fuck? Ah, it's meant to be sneaky. I don't like it though, because you're like so far from defending. And you have to like go all the way. You have to walk all the way to your base, just like your opponent does. He's sneaky with this attack though. There's no oh, he's just walled though. Oh, build this quick. Oh, he has 71 health, surely. He's full walled. And now he's got nothing, and then he's gonna have to rally things, which he's not building anything right now. So you're just responding late, you're like the police basically. It's not Minority Report, it's just the police. You're showing up 10-15 minutes late to the scene of the crime. Where your workers have been gunned down in the streets. Whereas at least if you've got your buildings here, you can be stacking them up and then quickly getting us around. Oh no. And yeah, there's no way to harass his opponent. To be fair, it's a ridiculous base compared to this. I've probably built the carbon here. Formed a wall like an L here. Troop centers here, here. Wouldn't be that bad. You could wall out like that. Oh, you can wall this bit. Oh, that's actually quite nice. Yeah, I don't think there's much Soup can do here. Now Lee is on top of his troop centres as well, and he's not really building troopers at all. So I think this is kind of the end for him. He's not building any turrets either. You've got the ore for it. You've got tons of workers on Nova. I'll try to go Jedi, I think, but there's so many troopers out, and Jedi are just absolutely, they're awful. Knights and Masters are good, but Padawans are just shocking. Killed the scout, but yeah, as I said, all the workers are going to get gunned down here, and he's lost his power core. Angry chase of the Padawan, but as I said, they're awful. They're honestly awful. And now we're just chasing workers around. Maybe staying a little bit longer for that strong mental game. It's just getting surrounded by the troops. Try to run away. Get chased down. What's this? 23 minutes? 20, yeah. About to end anyway. So Leefizzy takes that one. And the next map is Precipice. Yep. 4 G-backs. Nice. Gotta get some nice bases. That's quite a nice wall off, especially if I like going T3. Oh god damn. Map hack. And you've got the crossing. The other side of things. Yeah, it's just not as good. And then his G-backs are all split up as well. Hold on. 2, 6, 4, 7. So 7 G-backs. Wow. On the food processor, but probably be better just eating all these. Berries are like the slowest. I'm going to speed this up, I think, though. This is going to take a little while. And we've got Soup heading off for the early wall off. Fortunately, the Tuskcat is surely not an aggro range, but these things can amaze. I swear if this was a Gundark, it would be on him. What are you doing? There's a little gap there. Why have you done this? I suppose it's going to work out the same anyway. It's just use another prefab. This cute sentry post nonsense. They're terrible. A worker will go through that like a hot knife through butter. Oh no, prefab! I swear I would rush you and I would bash this down with a worker. You'd be like, oh shit, my wall. What happened? So carbon processors going down for both players. Another G-back is being added to the food stockpiles. And yeah, just going to be waiting for things to happen. This could be the longest game yet since it's Precipice, but I must say a lot of these games have been going very quickly. But I think that could just be the nature of like lower skilled games, I would think. Because there could be like such big gaps and like differences of gameplay between the two players, and the mistakes could be just so catastrophic all the time. Closer you are in skill level, like the more it evens out, the less opportunities to just outright lose, you know. Where's this boy going? Shipyard. Interesting. There are some fishes in the sea. I think it's a pretty good choice. I think we just like dewbacks. You've always got that. You got that consistent food income, decent tech time, and because of course it's so efficient as well. So you've got extra workers to put on carbon to then transmit into extra workers out of bolts. I don't think I'll get to T3 as quickly as what he's doing here, but he's missed. Yeah. Well, you can see this one. You should eat that. I think it's really... You've walled your own scout in. And denied yourself the advantage here. So what I would have said here is that you should probably see your opponent's got like 7 dewbacks and go, well, where the fuck are my 4 dewbacks? But alas, we've walled our scout in here. Not a good move. It's not a tactical master class here from Soup Juice. And then we've got Troop Center, Power Core. He does know that he doesn't know that he's rushing. But he's just blind rushing. So he's covered that angle. Maybe baited by the sentry post. Which still could be going down quicker if we just like slapped it with some markers. But he's going to get through there. He's making some trooper recruits. On his way to T2. He's already T2. Leefizzy here. Got one of every unit here involved in the attack. Just need a medic. A Padawan. You can't build medics, I forgot medics are around. What the fuck are you doing? Huh. You're killing the wall though. Is this like in case he came and re-walled the wall? Because to be honest, you can just go through the crossing now. Why proxy the war center? There's going to be an overwhelming amount of troops, I would think here. No turrets from Soup again. How active are these troop centers going to be? These two are definitely seeing some action. The third one. Not much. I think he's going to have a food problem soon. Because he actually didn't make any trawlers, he just built this transport ship. Oh, this is great. Why don't you make some trawlers? You've got the ability. Oh, what the fuck? Eat the fucking... Ah! This is dewback phobia. It's 1200 food right there. It's 1360 or something. Tons of food. Think of all the troopers you could build in here. You keep getting housed as well. That's your greatest enemy, Leefizzy. Being housed. 3 troop centres was 2 goals for you. That's been an absolute bopping of the troops here. And he's getting the power core, which is a little bit exposed. No turrets. Which you should be panic building right now when you're about to get brute force overwhelmed here at your carbon. He's taking the trade quickly. Oh, this guy at the back's doing some work just by distracting their fire, but no turrets have gone down. We've got no ability to make any more troops. No power core being built. What's the money's like? We could afford it. We could afford the turrets. Well, we could afford 1 turret. What did you spend? Oh yeah, you built that sentry post. I wonder if that became an ego thing, where you just can't go double turret because you built the sentry post. Just doesn't register in the brain. You're like, well, I'm not just going to build one turret. I would want 2 turrets. They get sort of spawn camped in the troop centres. Yeah, I think we're just going through the motions here because we could kill the troops. Oh no. Oh no. Rally point. No. You didn't. No. Yeah, you want to win this flank first and then fight west. Because they'd all be safely together, huddled like chickens. Yeah, I think we're doomed. Yep, GG. And Leefizzy takes that 2-0, I guess. We get to see more Leefizzy gameplay as he takes on Trisector here on Desert. 8, 12, 16 nerf map. Oh my! It's Llama Town. All these Rontos. 7 Rontos. I hate 7 Rontos. It's just... you get so tired of luring them. I got this back to back once. Like, after the 14th Ronto, you just can't be bothered. You just wish you could just drop down a food processor. I'm gonna be honest, as much as I hate food processor dropping for lure, I think I officially deem it ethical when there's 7 Rontos, because save your own mental health. Just take the loss in carbon. A brave warrior here at 14 HP after taking 2 hits. You need to garrison. Please garrison. You did not garrison. 1 soul has been claimed. How many more will be taken? Rontos are reapers. You're just not allowed to get involved with the Ronto there, son. You gotta go in the carbon. Oh, they're hungry for more blood. They've got the hill as well. Oh, he makes it out with the garrison. What are you doing? What are you doing? Get out of there. Get involved. God, is this 2 times game speed? It's just, it still feels slow. So he's found his 16 nerfs. How is Trisector doing in that regard? Still 4 to be found, I think. Yep. But even if you miss 4 on this, it's not actually going to make a huge difference, because like 7 Rontos is just tons of food. It's like 2k food. What you do? What the fuck? Well, that's not the right way. Don't go this way. These workers are now stun locked. What the fuck? Build it there! Why here? I wouldn't even farm here. I don't know what you're doing. Just build it here. The whole point was to not lure, and now you're luring. You're like luring to the food processor you built. Does it make you feel like you're not breaking the rules? Because you're still technically luring. Ugh. Why? Or T3, I guess, maybe? It's very exposed out there on its own. So double troop center again for Leefizzy, the power core. It's all looking good, decent sort of walls. I like it. Still 3 Rontos to munch. And some EOPs, unethical EOPs. No, it is ethical. They both got EOPs. 2 idols just chilling here. I way to slap that scout. And then troop centre coming down. He's quite a bit late with this, but it doesn't look like Leefizzy has got much troopers out yet. There's none barreling across the map to do damage to him, so he's okay. Lures are onto him. These guys have just idle when they could be just getting clicked. I guess it's somewhat big brain to build it here because it's a little bit less exposed to the troops that could be coming his way. But I think realistically, I would probably just power core troop center like around here anyway and just rally on to this point. Not to be honest, probably lure them all to command center, but this is a bad time. And he walks right up to me at the maximum amount and he just kills them all. So he just lost like 140 food there because I don't think they ever garrisoned. And like 7 markers. This is a disaster. I believe we are T2. I've just gotten trooper now. We do not have the range upgrade, I hope we're getting that. Look at 1 troop center. Disaster. You could say that this is a bit shit, I suppose, in a matchup like this. But the play would be double turrets and just sort of rally towards your hunt, control it. I think like all the fights in our game would be like over this hunt, really. I suppose. The exposed ones there. You just play around that both defensively, offensively. Because you could get your troopers out there and like just deny like 800 food. It's not an F1 T2. It's fine. Got a seal of approval to kill those rompers. But yeah, disaster here for Trisector. I think I've got lots of games to go through, so I don't know the video would be forever. Is this a duplicate? No, it's just that someone had it as a duplicate. Motherload. So again, Leefizzy, Trisector, both almost GE. Is this random or are they just loving the GE? This is the best civ, really. Eating those nerfs. 2 full lumps. Not much else. Just a couple of nerfs, a couple of full lumps, and probably some easy walls. Hell yeah. Yeah, decent walling. Definitely a go T3 map, I would think. But they may surprise. Oh, what the fuck is going on with these workers? Oh. Come on. Lads. Please. Help out. So probably about 130 foot ahead already. You're not going to get an idle command center. Why are they just forever? They're stuck. Blended in. There's the idle command center. It's not been gathering food. Not good. Again, we got full lumps we can lure as well. Should be the old first things first. Get the lure. Don't do that. That's just ruining the nice carbon line. Build up here. Oh, there's just nothing happening. It's so boring, T1. Quick, somebody build a controversial medic. Right, food processor going down here for Leefizzy. Full lumps, status unlured for Trisector up here. Both lured here for Fizzy. Fizzy L. Troop center going down. Just all about the Russian. I don't mean RVA. Still not getting these flumps. Power core coming down, so I think he's just going to be really behind. Just die outright to a rush here. Don't mean to be from the future or anything, but that's kind of how this looks like it would play out. Fizzy though got a lot of carbon, could be getting a second troop centre. Or a bunch of farms. Maybe doesn't want to overcommit with the rush here, he wants to do some sort of cute one troop centre T3 thing. But we're not really like got enough food to tech up. But we've built 2 trooper recruits, and we could have just built a nursery and some mounties. Let's start attacking now. How ahead are we in that regard? It's a bit even for the tech times. I think things are going to sort of stabilise here for Trisector. Again, he's a big fan of these like really exposed power cores and not on this one. Did houses nerfs, there's 2 nerfs. Not really worth it. A couple of troopers here, he's just eventually going to just build up a nice amount and then send them over, do some damage. If Trisector just builds turrets though, he should not die to it. I feel like that should almost be a rule for these guys, it's just to always build 2 turrets. If there's a troop centre. Save them from disaster quite often. So no sort of defensive walling or anything for either of the sides, just sort of built a line into his base rather than across, forming a wall. Troops are marching here for Leefizzy. Is there much resistance? 3 troopers out, only 1 troop centre. They're just going to get, now they're running past, they're going to get gunned down on the way. And then he's on to the workers bringing in the food. Certainly got enough for a second troop centre, but getting spawn killed, try to build another troop centre again, no turrets. Turrets are like the biggest thing Trisector needs to do in his games. Just because he's a little bit behind his opponents, and just the turrets will just give him that, what he needs to like catch up, give him the leeway. That and like second troop centre for sure. Unfortunately, all the workers just getting gunned down here. Not much to say in that regard. Let's move on to the next game. It's got Leefizzy again. A lot of Leefizzy games. Versus a Darkmagician. Making a nerf, house and the rest. Cool, I like it. You back here for Leefizzy. Just lucky to find that so early. So these boys will want to get their 16 nerfs. You're going to need to have some on carbon though. It's like a 3-4 split, I think, for this map. Oh, the pain of just not finding your nerfs. All these hills as well. Fuck this map. Second nursery down. I feel like he's never gonna find them. Food processor. What the fuck? No! You can see them! Why won't you eat them? Why are you like this? Just go get them. It's like 700-800 food there. And you could just build that there. And then make farms. I know you're rebels, but you know, they're not that strong with fireballs. So we're already 1 dewback consumed here. Tons of workers on carbon. Gonna make a food processor and eat these cupolas. These are actually quite nice because they're gonna run up against the edge of the map. Quickly wall them in, build a pen, farm them. Become a rancher, cupa rancher. God, it took me so long to find that word, rancher. So a decent little wall here for Darkmagician, but again we're missing all this food, which is gonna set us a bit behind, considering that Fizzy's eating all of it, and he's found all his nerfs as well, and there's still 4 out here at large, unclaimed. In fact, is that like 4 more nerfs he's just not finding? If so, where on earth are they? I'm so confused. 16 nerfs. Is this map rigged or something? Or am I blind? Because there should be 16 for him, right? Oh, he's eaten 2. Okay. So he had 12, we had 2, 10 in the nursery, missing 4. Troop centre going down, troop centre going down. It's sort of even at the moment, but I don't think the tech time, so. Right, that's the worker counts. 3 workers, okay. So it's reflected somewhere that he's not eating all this food. Quite a big worker lead. That power core. Oh wow, look at the difference in food. 900. Doesn't need these farms. No way. This could have been another troop centre. And I think Magician could be technically dead right now. Unfortunately, Fizzy's not been too prompt with getting the troops and the troop centres down. So he's got his upgrades here. Magician is heading up. He's got range already, but he's not got trooper attack. I've got 1 troop centre as well. There's a very big risk of just being killed outright here, and then the counter attack will slay him because he doesn't have the infrastructure. He's trying to take a trade there, but Leefizzy's on a hill as well, so it's just even more of a one-sided affair there, despite having double the amount of troops. He gets the bonuses as well. Less damage taken, more damage done. So quick double turrets here for Darkmagician. That's definitely what our last player Trisector was lacking. There's a sort of panic response to moments like this. Second troop centre coming down as well. Hopefully we are building these in the troop centre. Yes, we are. We do have troop attack, that's fine. It kind of just needs to get them together and mount a defence and push these units back. Rely on the command centre firing a little bit longer there. Leefizzy not deciding what to do with his troops. Some of them shooting the power core, but then they get attacked here. Kind of a bad ungarrison because it was into like a huge unit arc. Would have been better to just come out here and then attack from the side, you know, so that you're flanking. Kind of throwing all your troops into like a firing squad. Perfect firing squad, like every single one fires. Some troops being rallied and some mounties getting in here and getting on top. And he's going to get this power core if it's not repaired. It's a really grievous error. Just you've got 2 workers right here that could just repair it, and they're not going to. And it goes down. Troops come out in a panic. He's kind of snookered him here. You can't get the workers in the carbon though, because the forest line is so thick, and the turrets cover the entrance very well. But he's at a huge advantage now, because he's stopping all these farms going. It's kind of a go T3, get some air, win game kind of affair now. Rallying more troops just to make sure he doesn't slither out of this. Oh, he's just going right into the carbon line. Workers are not responding. Could have had a quick garrison at least for the turrets to fire. Keep a lot of them alive. Troopers will die, but at what cost? Down to 13 population. He's on the way to T3. Did sneak his tech buildings down here. Our opponent probably on his way to T3. And look at the amount of resources he's got garrisoned up as well. Some heavy mounties coming in here. Some more workers going down. And then just with the bank and the tech units can throw out getting the airbase. It's going to be way too difficult here for Magician. Can barely afford 1 strike mech. It's going to be a lot of microing. As soon as the fighters arrive, I think he's dead. Because strike mechs can't look up. Just like dogs. Two strike mechs here with the upgrade fighting his strike mechs, the third joining the fray. Just gonna go for the workers. They die quicker. Fire on top now here. It's kinda GG. Upgraded the troopers as well.
Yes, Commander.
We're getting attacked by the hardest AI.
Receiving.
Except it's 26 minutes rather than like 6 minutes.
Yes, Combat Speeder copies.
Oh, the bomber. Nice. We're gonna get this turret up, I think. I think it was gonna kill him. It's just very, very, very barely alive. With not a hope in hell with crawling out of this. So I'm going to move on. And our last game here, Magician and Leefizzy. It's a lot of nerfs. Another 16 nerf map into the nursery, get that food going. The mighty TF can't get housed, but can house the nerfs. Eating the bantha, keep the worker production going, that's good. What the fuck, just... Why? Does he think there's only 12 nerfs on these maps? Because it's like he puts 10 in, puts 2 to the side to eat, and then that's him. 16. 16 are going to be housed here, I think. Don't know if he ate any. It's a 16, that's fine, that keeps the worker production going. The food processor, be getting some farms soon, and that'll be the way to get to T2. He's found his opponent's 4 nerfs that he thinks don't really exist, I'm assuming, because he doesn't find them there and then he just goes straight and scouts his opponent. Food processor a bit later, he's missing like 6 nerfs and he's soon going to be 10 behind. If these 4 make it across, then he's going to hide them in the corner. Doesn't think he can make the journey. So the farm's going down. These are a bit inefficient, these workers mining carbon all the way over here. But they are upgrading to better work, getting on the farms, becoming farmers. What? Early troop center. Oh, second carbon processor, I like it. Big macros here. Oh, he's making the journey. He's gonna make it. The turn nerf difference is gonna be huge. Troop center going down. Off the T2. Just in similar time, but I assume I'm going to see the effects of this deficit. Let's see, troop center coming down. Where's the power core? Where is the power core? Where is the power core? So we've got some 2003 GBG gameplay here. Double troop center before power core. Couple of troops out. Some building here. Even for now. Just got that 10 nerfs kicking away. Early war center. This could be a 3 troop center map with 16 nerfs. 16 nerfs, Trade Federation, definitely 3 TC. Overwhelm. So 1 turret coming down here. Onto Nova. We're looking for that T3 quite soon though. We've got about 7, 8, 9, 10 troops going out. Can do some damage. He's going to rally into these troops here. There's about 8 here left to defend. He's completely won that fight though. Maybe the upgrade's making a little bit of a difference there, plus a bit of RNG I think. There's the turret though that stops him coming any further forward, and he's just going to get chased off by the reinforcing units. Making some mounties here, which is very strange that he's decided to do that, because he's not really like ahead in units or anything like that. He would be if he makes troops, but he's made mounties. So it'd be interesting to see what he intends to do with these. He's looking for an angle here with his troops, but Magician is on point with his defence. And he's coming in there actually distracting the units and not paying attention. He loses one for free. Loses a second one for free. Some good micro here from Leefizzy. Just picking units off. He's really freaked his opponent out with his mounties. Oh, but he shoots back. I don't think he's going to come out ahead on those trades. Looks like he's going to try and win here with the Mounties, and if he's not kiting, shoot, walk, shoot, walk, shoot, walk. Took too long to shoot once. The Mounties just done a ton of damage there to him. Reinforcing units are going to clean it up though. Certainly keeping Magician in his base and not thinking about Tekken. I don't mean the video game. Walking into a hill, taking a bad trade here. Not too good. Kills the Mounties off, only half the units get involved, but it seems like that's just about enough to trade evenly. And off to T3. So he's keeping his opponent a bit behind, he's keeping on top of him, keeping the scouting going, and he's going to tech ahead of him. And should be able to just boss him with some strike mechs if he makes a mech factory. He's got the spaceport mech factory here for Magician, he's off his way to T3 as well. But Fizzy is quite ahead. Double mech factory outside of the power core, and we've got tons and tons of space for it. And then we make a power droid for it. Your methods scare me. 2, 3, oh, some good focus firing there from the troopers. Big kills. Still a bunch of troopers rallying over. We got 6 strike mechs just queued up in both of these. Do we have any upgrades for them? Just +1. Could be getting +1 range as well though. Tons of food. Yeah, Magician is just getting to T3 now. He's got a lot of troops to contest with and he's just ran into them here on the hill, which is not good. Which means he kind of needs to make strike mechs now rather than just getting the mech destroyers that he's probably going to need for this flood of strike mechs that are about to hit him. Doesn't get an anti-air turret, which is technically wise because he just doesn't, he isn't scouting his opponent, doesn't know. It would be pretty standard to get a fighter here. So he's making a strike mechs, he loses 1 though, 2 of the troops. He's probably going to lose the second one at this rate. Then the enemy strike mechs are just getting into his units. Does get a mech destroyer out, he sort of saves this. We're losing a lot of worker production time though. Not really much upgrades for these. If you got some upgrades you could just wrestle the mech destroyer, kill it. It's going to be able to whiz around the base and just focus down the workers. Are these stuck? Oh, they are stuck. I'm sure they're stuck. That's not good. They're deleting that troops, aren't they? Ugh, even more stuck. Then a mech destroyer coming over here from our Lee. And some mount. Oh, the Mounties are good. Please free your strike mechs. They're needed like right here. Can lose 1 mech destroyer. Can lose a second at this rate, I think. This guy keeps missing. Close, 18 health. Kills 1 mech destroyer, but he's pretty much lost everything here, and he's just getting overwhelmed by the production of Leefizzy, who's just rampaging through his base here. Gotta kill him off. Tons of damage. There's been constant pressure all game from Lee here. I think that's going to be GG. As the last of his workers are getting killed off, hiding in the turret. But it's just looking like last game here, where he's pretty much hidden in his buildings, no way to get out, pull the game back. And I think that is it. So just let that play out, but yeah, if you've enjoyed this video, give a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. If you look in the description, you'll see where you can get into the GBG Discord, which is where these games are being organised for newer players. You know, there's not really anything to win by doing it, but there's nothing to lose either. But it's good experience, and I think a lot of people are having fun doing it. and learning a lot as well. I think that tournament is still ongoing, I think, at the moment. But you'll find it there in the Discord. You'll also find a link to Voobly, where you can play this game online and get the desktop resolution and such. And with that, I think I'll just leave you there, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.